the writing process entails that the students are clear about the purpose of writing, that they are clear about what they want to write and who is going to be their reader, whether it's going to be their friends or family or general public or their fellow students. So there can be different goals of the writer and different specific audience for a particular piece of writing. So let's discuss the significance of how we can keep in view the goals of writing and how we can train our students as language teachers. We can train our students keep in view the specific goals of writing. Right. Of course, written work is done for a specific purpose as a communication, and it may have a particular audience, right? For example, if your students are writing a friendly letter, they have a specific purpose. If they are writing a formal letter, they have a specific purpose. So this is what we need to ensure, that the process of writing involves better understanding of the audience, better understanding of the model of the reader actually. So we as language teachers can encourage our students keep in view the goals of writing and the readers of the written text. And in this whole process, when they gather ideas, put ideas into text, when they review their texts or edit their text, we can give them feedback. And in this regard, in order to better understand the role of teacher, the role of writing, the goals of writing, I can give example of that. The teacher and student can write to each other and they can assume different roles. The teacher can assume the role of a friend, the teacher can assume the role of a manager, the teacher can assume the role of a vice chancellor, as a class fellow, as a parent. So there are a variety of roles actually which the teacher can assume and the student can write, and the teacher can give feedback. And this is how there can be an effective communication between the student and the teacher, and this is how the student can learn from input from the teacher. So writing for a range of purposes actually helps student learn how to convey, how to inform, convince, entertain, and store information. Look, writing is not just as a medium of communication, it's also a means of storing information. When they produce text, they learn certain syntactic structures and lexemes or vocabulary. So the students can be trained to assume their self roles as writing to themselves or writing to some other person as a student. So there can be audience of various nature, for example, specified individual or general public. So this is what the students need to be clear about. There can be different types of writing and which we can make our student realize. For example, when they are writing for formal purposes, or when they have to write a CV or summarize something or narrate something or argument in favor or against something, or when they have to produce some literary text, or they have to write an advertisement or write for general for an academic journal actually. So there can be various purposes, and this is what we as language teachers can help develop this skill at different levels of education. For example, what's the goal of the writer, and this is what the student need to be clear about. So and in this whole scenario, the role of the teacher is crucial and important just to give immediate, positive, constructive feedback. And there can be some shared tasks, as I said before. There can be tasks between the teacher and the student, and in which the teacher can assume different roles and the student can write to their teacher.